Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Thursday, February 3rd at 2:05 p.m. here in Northern California. It's getting a little chilly today, but I was at my house this morning and one of my trees is already starting to blossom, which is really, really cool. Maybe if I have the video, I'll pull it up and show you, but I don't know if I do or not. But it was really, really cool. It's beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful out there. So excited about the coming of spring and so excited about what the coming of spring is going to bring to the crypto market. We are looking at the coming of the crypto spring. I'm expecting it to come at any minute. But in the meantime, the question for today is, can we expect a backtest of $33,000? Specifically, are we going to come back and backtest this line here, or retest this line here at about $33,216? And my answer to that question right off the bat is probably so. Probably so. We touched the line twice over here. Probably makes sense for us to touch the line twice over here as well. If we take a look at this chart here, we basically need to break out of above this line of resistance here to see any upward momentum. And, well, no, I don't see it yet, folks. Secondly, we got rejected at this line here in the RSI, and it looks like it's kind of turning downward. And so it would not be completely inordinate to retest this trend line here again before we move on. But even if we don't come back and retest the trend line, we should probably come back and retest that line of support there before we start moving up. And that means that we should very easily come back to retest this trend line here at $33,200. What does that mean for the market as a whole? Well, we're looking at the XRP chart, and looking at the XRP chart, this blue line is the 100-week moving average. We've got strong support at that 100-week moving average. If you look, the last two candles, the bodies of those candles all closed above that 100-week EMA. And in actuality, if you look at these candles, the candles all started above the line. So remember, the candles start, red candles, this is where they start. They start at the top of the body of the candle. They end at the bottom of the body of the candle. Green candles, they start at the bottom of the body of the candle and they end at the top of the body of the candle. So if you look, all three of these candles, we've wicked down to this level, but the bodies of these candles, we've all started and closed above the 100-week EMA. And so the 100-week EMA is strong support for us there. Now, what we are seeing, however, in the RSI here with XRP is different than what we see in the RSI for Bitcoin. The RSI for Bitcoin is pointing down. If you remember looking at this chart here, see how it's pointing down. But the RSI for XRP is actually pointing up, and it's bounced. So that being the case, we may not have a retest of this line here for XRP. We may not get back down to this 55-cent level. We might, but we might not. So just looking at the RSI, we might have strong support where we are. However, all of us know that if Bitcoin starts dropping, regardless of what the RSI says on the XRP chart, the altcoins are going to drop too. So that's the key. This is why we always look at the Bitcoin chart. We don't just look at the altcoin charts. We focus on the Bitcoin chart, not because we think Bitcoin is a better asset or a more important asset. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist. I just always look at the Bitcoin chart because what is happening in the Bitcoin chart trumps what you see in any other chart. Because I guarantee you, let Bitcoin drop 50%, all of a sudden, you're going to see massive dumps in every other chart on the crypto market, even if you had strongly bullish charts everywhere else everything reacts to what Bitcoin does. So with that being said, the RSI looks stable here on the XRP chart. Looks like it's bounced, and it's at least going to try to come back and test this line here. But if Bitcoin does dump, then we could get a retest of this line here. BCH looks different. It doesn't look as bullish. I mean, if you look at BCH, it's trying to see how far down it could possibly go. And this is, well, we could see a preliminary line of support. No, we've already broken under that. So, I mean, we've only been under this. This is only the second time in BCH's history that it's been under this line. So, I mean, we're getting close to the bottom here, folks. I mean, when I say the bottom, I mean the bottom, like as far down as BCH can possibly go. Now, here's what's interesting about BCH. We should have seen this as the most exciting time, December of 2018. I mean, that was exciting. And then you had March of 2020. Here's what's crazy. On this day in March of 2020, Ethereum dumped down under $100. So when Ethereum was $89 at the bottom of this wick, Bitcoin Cash was more expensive than Ethereum on this day. Isn't that crazy? So, you know, we're getting down to the toes of Nebuchadnezzar. For those of you who know what that means. In terms of the BCH chart, it's coming down to the very bottom. And just kind of looking at the RSI, taking another look at the RSI, if we do come down to test this line here, I mean, it could be that we create a new region of support here, that it bounces before we get to this line. We create a new region of support here that we will refer to at a later date. Or it could be that we come all the way down to test this line. And if we come down to test that line, that will look like probably breaking down to $207. But for now, we've got pretty solid support at $264 right now on the BCH chart. Still hugely bullish on BCH for the future. Somebody mocked me recently because I said BCH is the better Bitcoin. I'm speaking of the tech. I'm speaking of the tech. And I think their example was, well, Bitcoin is $36,000 right now, and BCH is $278. How is it the better Bitcoin? Well, just look at the number of vendors around the world that use BCH, that accept it as payment. It's not just a store of value, folks. It's also a means of exchange, and it is one of the premier means of exchange in terms of crypto. So BCH is hugely undervalued, hugely undervalued. THETA token, $2.78. We've got support in the RSI. Looks like we've bounced. Didn't touch this line, so still got a little bit of ways to go, but it looks like we've got solid support at that line. We've only been this low once before in the history of THETA token, and so if you go back to when we were there, almost when THETA token was just a little baby, when it was just a baby, just a baby, just a little baby. That was the lowest. And, THETA token, last time we were down here, THETA token was 6 cents. Well, what happened? Interesting. See, this is what I mean. Okay, I want us to look at this because this is hugely important right here. All right. This is the bottom of the RSI. This is the bottom of the price. What is that called, folks? Are you with me? Bottom of the RSI is here. From this low to this low is a lower low. But then, if we look at the RSI, from this low to this low is a higher low. What's that called, folks? Come on, you've been watching my channel for any period of time, recently especially, you know that this is called hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is when the RSI tips you off that something's getting ready to change. We made a higher low in the RSI even though we made a lower low in the price. That's called hidden bullish divergence. And what happened next after Theta token began to exhibit hidden bullish divergence? What happened next? Boom. 45,527%. So we were seeing that for a while, folks. We're not seeing hidden bullish divergence in this chart. We are seeing hidden bullish divergence in other charts, however. And so, yeah, folks, this market is revving up. This market is winding up, and that's all this is. The further it goes down, the more it winds up. This little yellow line is the 200-week EMA. We've got plenty of support prior to the 200-week EMA. However, we are under the 100-week EMA, the blue line, way under the 50-week EMA, the white line, right now. Now, there's two things that could happen here. One, we could just bounce here and move on. Or if we have to check in with the 200-week, we can just have a massive capitulation, basically dropping 28 cents in a moment and touching that line. If so, matter of fact, I should just set a buy order at $1.95 just in case. So it's winding up. It's winding up. I still have, I mean, if we reach even these lower levels here, these lower profit take levels here, hugely profitable. Hugely profitable. What happens if you don't have any dry powder? I think what we're realizing at this level, and by the way, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or not to buy or hold or not to hold or refrain from buying or refrain from selling or refrain from holding or refrain from refraining from buying and holding and selling. I'm not telling you to do nothing. I'm simply saying when things get this low, this is where small investments become hugely profitable in the long term. This is where $100 invested, I mean, if we come down here to the $2 mark, let's say at $2, $100 buys you 50 Theta token. If in 3 to 5 years Theta token breaks $1,000, which is what I expect, 50 Theta token is $50,000. So you're talking about an investment of $100 that potentially can net you $50,000. That's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. So that's what we got to keep in mind as we move forward. Quickly, I'll look at XLM. Nothing more to say there except we still got a little ways to come down before we hit support. What's happening here? Are we finding support here? This could be it. It could be finding support at that level there. We're going to watch it and see. But if not, if we're coming all the way down to these levels, we could be coming all the way down to 13 cents. MATIC has found support, although it's looking like the RSI is breaking through the bottom here. So we'll have to see where the RSI finds support. We need a bounce in the RSI before we can declare that the bottom is in. So we shall wait and see. I'm going to look at a couple of other charts, just the total crypto market cap chart here. What do we got? What do we got? Look at these EMAs. So we're below the 50, but we haven't come down to the 100 yet. I need to coordinate the colors here better with my other charts. We've got a bounce here in the RSI, found support. As long as we hang out there, all is well. Could come back down and retest this line here. Interesting. Let's take a look at the bull market support. Yep, the 20 SMA and the 21 EMA. Oops, I put two of them up there. My bad. All right. So we're well beneath the bull market support band as well. We've got a cross there. Yep, but we've got strong support. Remember, this is an uptrend. We've got higher highs, we got higher lows. This is an uptrend. Same thing here. Higher highs, higher lows. This is the total crypto market cap. This is the altcoin market, and this is the total crypto market cap. Isn't it interesting that they look exactly the same? Except, no, they look exactly the same. Yep. Look at the RSI, bounced same way. I just drew these charts differently here. I drew the RSI different, but they look the same. I'm tired. Still believe in CHILIZ. Folks, I'm still hugely bullish on the crypto market. My views haven't changed. My timeline has changed, but not my views. If you're going to be in the crypto space, you've got to be very, open-handed with your timeline. The crypto market does not respect your timeline. It doesn't respect your goals. It doesn't respect your hopes. You got to be open-handed with your timeline, but closed-handed with your vision, with your faith, with your expectations of what's to come of it. It's just going to take time. That's all. All right, folks, that's all I got for you today. Do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember, this is not financial advice. Leave me a comment letting me know what you think of this content. If you got ideas for future content, let me know. I'd love to hear what you'd like to see. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.